Welcome to IBM Partner Skills. Like, share, and subscribe channel.
If I show you, uh, so suppose this is vast installables. Here somewhere, like I think here only I have done that, unzipped that particular installation manager. So I'll check my ID. So I'll switch my ID to root. So I have made sure that everything is owned by root. So cd. So all you have to do is that you have to invoke installation manager like this. So what it will take 5-6 seconds and it will launch that installation manager window for you. So let it get loaded. Meanwhile, I will walk you through other things. Once this is done, then we are good to do all that WAS setup and all. So there will be 3 files in your WAS package, WAS folder. You have to unzip all those. How to unzip? All the steps are written, and after that, how to use installation manager steps are written. So anyways, I'll be doing this in front of you also in training. Post that when you are doing your own setup, you can have a reference from this notes and you can do all the stuff from your side also. So this will be one of the installation method using installation manager, like directly using installation manager. We click on install and we do all the installation part. Second thing that I'll cover you during installation is like how to generate response files and how to do silent installation using those response files. So good advantage that we are having with this using higher version of installation manager, that we can use a record option and we can still and we can generate response file ourselves. Otherwise what's happening in past was we have to download default response files from some of the IBM sites, and then we have to edit those response files based on your usage and then use that response file for the silent installation. So silent installation means like you are not using any UI mode from you are using a mean where you do not have a UI invoker. So you want like, okay, from command line I put some commands for installation. It runs the installation in backend, and once it's done, I can go and verify my installation process. So that's something called the silent installation, and the method that I was showing you is a UI mode installation. So like this, you see what you are doing, and it needs your manual intervention each and every time. So you have to be there on your desktop, and you have to click on all the responses that it sends you, and based on that your response, it will try to install it. So suppose you do not want to do that, you want to save your times, and you want like okay, I'll invoke a command and then I'll do something else in backend. It should run and it should install the package. So that happens using some response files. Like response files, why we say response file, it captures all the responses of yours in some file, in some markup file, let's say some XML file, and it uses that markup file as an input, and then it does installation in silent mode. So there are some commands like we'll use that once we do, I'll give more like information about that, like which command to use, what is the skip install, why we use the temp location, and what is the record option, how to put this file. And later on there is a different command called install C. Using this, all you have to do is accept license, input your response file, do installation in silent mode. These are the optional window. Like if you want to see the logs, if you want to see the progress, like we do some installation in UI mode, we see the green bar running. Okay, 85% done, 90% done, okay, 100% done, tick. Okay, installation is corrected, completed. So all that progress, if you want to see in command line also, you can put hyphen show progress. So I'll do that silent mode. One of the installation I will do, like maybe was installation I'll record my response in one of the XML file, and then I'll do the installation using the response file in a silent mode. So that will be one practical stuff for you guys. The steps remain same for all other package installation like HDK or IHS or plugin or further updates of any fix pack. So this for the training session sake, I'll show you one shot, and remaining all things will do using the UI mode. Why so? Because if you do in UI mode, I'll be able to tell you on each and every page, ki, okay, now what information you have to give, what's actually happening, what mistake can we do during this step. So that is feasible only if we are doing the UI mode. We are looking on every page, and we are trying to understand what's actually happening. Because during installation only, you give lots of file path, you give all the host names and all. So there are guys who makes mistakes during the installation part also. So it's good that we do that in UI mode. And all that is done, then fix patch installation will be done, and WAS SDK uh, will be installed. After that, we'll create DMGR profile, and we'll start doing that all the stuff. So that was a basic walkthrough. So because none of the guys is having a setup ready, and I do not want to run with the installation right away. I want to make sure that everybody has the setup ready. And so today, if I do some practical, you go home and find half hour or 1 hour window where you do that setup there and there on the same day, and come back the next day either with the setup working or with some doubts or some issues, so that we are progressing with course and everybody is doing the practicals also. So that's why I'm not going to cover any major practicals today. So my agenda was just to walk through all these things. So, any confusion till here, like which package will I get, and from where I'll get, how to use that package, how to do that installation? Any doubt, any information that maybe I'm missing?
I have a question. Where are those packages shared? Are you going to be sharing that to us?
I'll be sharing it on Google Drive with SVR, and I
Okay.
think SVR will give you some links based on their portal from where you can go put some credential if it's valid. I don't know how they share. Maybe they will share also with some Google Drive. So generally, I share with Drive. I'll just share this path with SVR. So all maybe if they share with you on a drive, all you have to just go right click and download. If they share it on their portal, they will let you know the portal login credentials and all, because they want to just make sure that only the guys who have enrolled can download those things. So I have given at least this workstation. So this workstation I have uploaded. So this will be shared from Drive. Only one thing is on you guys, that will not be shared because it was taking so much of my time. So I thought like anyways you guys has to go and download it from Drive. So better download from link only. It will save my time, my bandwidth. So this is a link. I'll share these links over WhatsApp, or I send an email to SVR. They can share it with you. So this is the first thing that you have to download. So if you click on this, just go and save somewhere. So it's like a 4.5 GB file. So once this is done, just get it, keep it ready, and this workstation you can download from here. So these two files you keep it ready, and maybe in some time, maybe not. I'll take another maybe 4 5 hours. I'll be prepared because I have to uninstall all my setup and then install new thing. Yesterday I had some dependency, I had some other classes, so I couldn't uninstall everything. So today I'll uninstall everything and try to recreate my VM workstation and CentOS, and I'll try to capture each and every screenshot with comments like, okay, click next. Here you have to choose this option. Why that option? why not other option, what is the advantage of using that option. All those feasible information I'll capture in one Word document and send it across, so that if you guys are able to manage, keep that workstation and CentOS setup ready, so that tomorrow onwards it will be easy for us to do that other stuff. Because why I'm saying you guys to keep that ready, because these are straightforward, like there is no trick in that. And workstation installation takes hardly 5 minutes, so that's ready. That's quick. But CentOS is like customization is it takes around 10 minutes, but after that installation takes around half hour. So if you do that in class, it's anyways going to delay so many like minutes for us. So it's better that we take some reference and do it ourselves. It's because I have confidence that that's easy. I can provide you detailed notes for that, and that is something is like not a tricky part. Once that is ready, we'll start doing all that fundas, like manager uses silent installation, generating response file, was and all. So today I just wanted to keep it's simple, no much bombardment of any concept today. uh, and what to Fine. So coming back to the theories, like add some like things to discuss. Like I told, like I'll be using was ND. So why was ND, and what is the N, what is ND? Like when I say that I'll be using ND package. So okay, so the basic question comes here, if there are any other package available. If yes, why ND only? So the answer is that yes, there are other packages available. We can use I can use either base package or ND package. By default, there are two packages. ND stands for network deployment. Why it's called network deployment? It's is like there is no naming convention behind this. Why I say it's network deployment? Is there any network where I do the deployment? No, it's just a profile. It's just a package. So don't put much stress on why it's called network deployment. So let's say that we are having two package, base and ND. So I'll say what's the functionalities available in base, then what's the functionality available in ND. Then I compare those functionality and say, okay, so now ND gives us more fruitful environment, so we'll use ND. So basically what happens, both base and ND package provides full support to enterprise applications. So fine, I need enterprise application hosting with platform. So both base and ND gives me that. So it's good, fine. Till here things were good. But base version doesn't give you centralized administration facility like ND gives. So now let's understand what is this centralized administration facility. So maybe you guys know, but for the sake of new guys like uh, Gayatri, who generally comes from JBoss background, I'll say like what's changed in here in base and ND. So when you use base package, so still you can install your VAS. You can apply fix pack, and you can have app servers running. So everything is fine. My basic aim was that give me one app server running where I can host my application. So fine, it says okay, install me, and then I'll give you some profile mechanism. Based on that profile mechanism, you can create an app server. So what is the bottleneck of base package is that you can create by default only one app server per installation. Why I'm saying per installation is like maybe you can install the same package on some different file systems. So there also you will get a default app server, which is generally called server 01. So you get this default app server, only one app server. So fine, it's a good if we are having an application which needs only one app server running. If we need an environment where we do not need any failover, okay, what if server 01 goes down? So for me, it's none of a major issue because I do not need that much high availability. I can go troubleshoot, make that app server one, and then make my application available on that particular app server. So it's fine on that requirement. Second thing, let's say tomorrow you got a requirement. I need at least two or three app servers, and you have the base package only. Suppose ND package you do not know. So what will you do? Because I told like one app server per installation. So you'll use that loop, and you'll say, okay, I'll do second installation, and then this gives me another server 01. I can rename it. So let's say it's server 02. Then you did third installation, and you named it server 03. Fine. So now it's good. Like you got three servers. Like now, what's the issue? So suppose you have to do a deployment. I say that okay, for my app server one, I need a three app server. So you being an admin, what you have to do now is like you have to go to server 01, deploy my app server app one. Then the same work you have to repeat here. Go here, do the deployment. Then you go here, do the deployment. You cannot do one shot deployment. So that's where I told you like this is not centralized managed, because generally deployment we do from admin console. So every app server in base package will have its own independent admin console. So it has its own in the admin console. Like that it will have its own admin console. Like that it will have its own admin console. So when you are managing something, we are doing in like let's say not only deployment. If you are doing any configuration change, let's say I told you tomorrow onwards, like okay, server 01 go and increase the thread full from 50 to 200. So that being an admin, you have to do thrice. You have to do here save, do here save, do here save, and then restart everything, and then you'll say the work is done. So work is getting repeated, so the delivery is getting delayed. And the being an admin, it's an extra like thread on you, like okay, I have to do the same stuff multiple times. So people got frustrated. They went to IBM and said, like, guys, I do like you should give us something which works better than this. Then they came with a package called ND, and they told, okay, fine. So till here, the default profile was like happening. I will tell you about profile in later classes. So till here, all the profile was only the default profile. So they say, ki, okay, there will be a default profile, and you will get a default app server running. So now they told, okay, fine. Apart from it, will also include default profile, but I'll give you two more profiles. Let's say I'll give you DMJ profile, and I'll give you managed profile. Now, what is the advantage of using this? Is say like they say like okay, create a DMJ profile, create a one admin. You'll get an admin console, and this will be kind of manager who will manage all managed profiles. So what is that? So managed profiles like where you create like a node, and then you do a connection like okay, I give all my powers to DMJ. So like here, suppose this I identify this server 01 should behave as a manager. So I'll make sure that server 02 and server 03, they give all their power to server 01, and this they guarantee that going onwards they will not launch their admin console. They will not do anything in their local. If they need anything, that should be done from server 01, and server 01 should give all those changes as part of sync to all these guys. So server 01 makes sure that everything is propagated among all these managed nodes. So that's the concept where we get a one single point of management. Okay, okay, only DMJAR is having admin console. DMJAR knows how many managed nodes I'm having. So that all management happens after federation. So later on slowly we'll talk about that. Now we are just talking about the ND package. So ND package gives me that facility. So that facility is accepted. Yes, I in this case I can have a single administration, so work is not getting repeated. If I have to do some deployment, I can go in admin DMJAR console. I can do on a cluster basis. Repeat node definition, please. Okay, so see, yeah, I can repeat the node definition, but I intentionally like skip that, because node definition is like so. Okay, I'll do that. DMJAR is like it's enough. Anyways, these both guys are having a is a profile. So what is actually profile? When you install WAS, you get one WAS root. Is like where your WAS package is there, like opt IBM WebSphere app server. There you have like unzipped your WAS package. It's ready to use. Now Suppose there are lots of employees in a company, so all potential employees are there. I have done all the hiring. Now I want to put a team. So I want one resource should be identified as a team lead. Few of them should be identified as subordinates, and we'll make sure that all the subordinates are managed by the team lead. So now I have to identify. So to identify that, I should have some template. If I'm identifying a team lead, I should know that okay, he should be the most senior person, most talented person. He should be dynamic person. He should know how to do team management, and he is proactive. Like he knows how to make a good environment among team, and also I should have some template in my mind. So like that, VAS gives me some template. So one of those template is DMGR template, and another is managed template. So DMGR is for kind of team lead person who will do all the those stuff, like all the management stuff, and then all the subordinates are managed person who says okay, I can do my self management. Yes, like as a package, as a base package, I can have my own admin console, but I'm not doing that. I'm making sure that I'm being federated, and during federation I am making sure that my facility to there is a file called scli.er who helps me to launch admin console. So during federation, I'm making sure this file is getting deleted itself. Like unless until I get defederated and this file gets recreated, once I have done the federation, there is no mean that I can launch my own admin console so that I can get self-managed. No, I'm giving my management power to DMGR. So I'm making sure that DMGR is being the point of central management. Nothing is getting done on a local basis. So that is called that kind of profile is called node profile. And then once so node is like where you create your profile, where on top of which tomorrow I am going to create cluster members like app servers. So DMR is having all those files which is like useful for central management, file transfer, central management, because it should know where whom all I'm managing. Then it should know some file transfer logic so that tomorrow it can do the sync and full resync and all. So all those files from was root will come to DMGR profile if I'm using DMGR template. So that will be my DMGR node. So when I'll create DMGR, I'll say it like, okay, DMGR node 01, DMGR 01, node 01. So I'll create a node which will be called DMGR node. And then I'll create manage node. So this is not like DMGR. So it will use all those files where it can host a running app server, because and it will say all the management stuff I'm not going to do. I'll make sure that app server is running, and I'll just make sure that I'm keeping app server and DMGR in sync. So my aim is just to make sure that sync is there, and all that I'm doing based on my agent called node agent. I'll just make sure that node agent is running, and whether the file systems are in sync or not in sync. So that stuff only I'll do. So that will be your node profile or the DMGR profile. So that facility, like I went off my stuff. Like I was just comparing base with ND. So in base, and then other stuff is that now in this package you can create infinite app servers. The only restriction is that you should have that much resources, like OS resources. Like a default app server takes almost by default takes maybe 256 MB or 512 MB of your RAM as a heap. So you have to make sure that that much heap you having. And if you're using multiple app servers and each app server is hosting some application, writing some disk, so you should know, you should be aware of okay, that much disk space you are having or not. And so all that maybe if you're running lots of app servers without much RAM, you'll run into out of memory issue. So you have to keep those restrictions in mind. But on VAS basis, from VAS package basis, you are allowed to create n number of app servers. So that is a good advantage, and on top of single installation. So that is a one difference. Base told me per installation only one app server. So now I'm having infinite. Good. I'll go for ND. Second, it's not centrally managed, so the word repetition is there. If I do something here and I did some mistake here, but I did here correctly, so I'll say, okay, my work is done. But intermittent issues will come when request will land to app server 01. it has wrong configuration, so they will get wrong response. These guys will get correct response. So intermittent issues are there, human mistakes chances are there. Here you are doing at as one point, and then you are syncing all your configuration to all the subordinates. So it's like if team lead itself is getting wrong information, then everybody is having wrong information. But if you are making sure that team lead is having a correct information, then everybody is damn sure is having correct information. So that and work is not being repeated. So your manager need not to go and tell each and everyone, ki, okay, tomorrow there is an audit, tomorrow there is an audit, tomorrow there is an audit. No, it will just send that email to a team lead. Now team lead will send that all based on that sync facility. It will send to all the subordinates. Ki, okay, this is the information came. So everybody knows what changed on admin level. So that's why we use the ND package. So after that there comes okay, so there was version 6, there was version 7, there was version 8.0, and then there was version 8 8.5. So what changes during that happened? So like people say ki, okay, like some of the people feel okay, I have already on the lower version of was, so maybe there will be something new in higher version of the was. So that's how, yes, that's how was evolved. So in 6, or whatever facility was there, they got some add-on on 7, they got some add-on on 8.0, got some add-on on 8.5. So there's lots of differences on terms of what servlet version, what container version it was supporting. So apart from all those development